Hi guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is Alex. Hey, today I'm just gonna talk about fertilizers and what kind of stuff that I use that to keep all my plants doing so well. Also, again, around this time of year, right now it's December. Yes, outside grass still green. Yes, this year has been a little weird. Anyway, around December, January, and February, usually a very good time to buy fertilizers and stuff and discount. They usually the stores and stuff want to clear off their inventories, so they want to get rid of some older brands fertilizer. I mean, not older brand, older packaging. As you know, for the marketing, most of the companies, they would come out with new packaging almost roughly every other year. Maybe sometimes they do it every year. So new packaging means, you know, give consumer confident to buy up-to-date fertilizer, and there's no such thing as up-to-date fertilizer, to be honest with you. Fertilizer is fertilizer, and there is a shelf life to fertilizer, but they are very long. So unless you really expose, like for example, now also one thing I do want you guys to keep in mind, I'm not associated with all these brands, nor do they pay me to do this video. These just the ones that I use over the years. I think they are very effective and they're very easy to use. I'm gonna go over one at a time for you guys. So like for example, like Miracle-Gro food here, for all the fertilizer I keep it indoor. You know, I don't leave it outside in the patio during the summer hot days or during the raining days. Just let it sit outside. That will kill the shelf life for the fertilizer. Just take good care of it. Just think of it, you know, just like regular food. You keep it indoor, you know, away from the harsh climate or temperature. And so now there always have an argument of organic versus synthetic. I'm not going to go into that. I did a video before. All I'm gonna say is that synthetic or organic, I think they both work very well. They both can be work very well. I use mix of them. I use some organic and mostly synthetic, slow release fertilizer. There's still a really big debate on which one is better, which one is the evil one, you know, will ruin the environment and stuff like that. Check my previous video for the debate on that. But anyway, I usually use the organic fertilizer, start off the season like around springtime. Reason being is organic fertilizer, they tend to smell, okay? And they're gonna attract bugs and stuff. You do not want to use it during the summer month. You will have a lot of bugs flying towards your plant pots. I use it early, or either I use it indoor. And indoor, if you use it too much, your house will smell bad. But over the summer, during the growing month, where the plants are rapidly growing, I use slow release and add a little bit of synthetic fertilizer. They both synthetic fertilizers. Slow release tend to have more of a, what should I say, long-term consistent feeding. Like for example, don't get me wrong, Miracle-Gro is a good brand, a pretty popular brand. You can find them anywhere, and it's like most of the time people need to look at some of the smaller details in the back, like for example these guys right here. Yes, you have three primary ingredients of fertilizer, you know, nitrogen, potassium, and the phosphate. But do keep in mind on the other trace minerals, the smaller ones. Well, you know, sometimes people, when they have a plant, they say, oh my god, I used a good fertilizer, why is my leaf turning yellow? And there's a, you know, leaf have vein showing on it. What caused that? It's iron deficiency. There's a trace mineral. It's a very important part of the these little other minerals. It's a very important part of the plant's feeding cycle. They need those, but they don't need a lot. But still, if you don't give those, especially in the potted plants, they go deficiency really quick, and your plant will show symptoms, you know, on the leaves. You know, I will list. There's a website that has a huge list of all the different kind of deficiencies that you can check it out. I'll post it on here. Anyway, Miracle-Gro is a very well-known fertilizer, and I typically buy a big bottle like this. It's, to be honest, a bottle like that will last me at least 4 years. Yeah, I don't use a lot, and that's one thing about synthetic fertilizer. You don't want to use a lot. When the packaging say use a teaspoon, when you water your plant, go for 1/8 or 1/16 of teaspoon. That's how I always water my plants with synthetic fertilizer. I always dilute it and dilute it one more time. So it's, back to the saying of synthetic fertilizer is evil for the environment. People use too much and it leach into the groundwater and stuff like that. Yes, that happens when people, like for example, use this whole entire bottle in 3 months. Yes, it will cause leaching and it will cause bad for the environment. Using too much, and in the worst case, it will kill your plants. It will burn the roots. Yes, you're using it too much. If you use a synthetic fertilizer, just the diluted amount, it'll be very effective and at the same time not as harmful to the environment. Probably very, very, very minor, and doesn't affect the environment at all. So now, why I use all others if I have that good one right there? Well, there's a different purpose for each different fertilizer. Now I'm going to clear this one out of the way real quick. For the Epsom salt, there's still debate on whether it's really effective or not. I don't use it often. I only use it during the growth month. I use it very little on top of the, like spread a little bit on top of the plant mix. It's provide magnesium, manganese to the plants. If there's look it up online, see if you have that magnesium deficiency. If it is, use some Epsom salt. But most of the time, I don't use that much Epsom salt because most of my plant already getting their nutrient from the Osmocote or Miracle Growth, so they don't need that much. I just have extra, and these guys don't cost a lot too. Like the packs right there, only $3. So I bought like a few of them to put on the side, and for my dad's vegetable garden, I usually use some of them outside, because since I don't use synthetic fertilizer on the outside. Anyway, now we're going back to the Miracle Growth. It's all purpose. I use it on summertime when during the growth month of plants, and during the flower bloom. Like for example, flowers, there are flower buds and stuff forming. Not when you look at a plant, you see a few flower buds forming. That means your plant is going to about to go into bloom, so it requires more nutrient. So here, let me see if I can get this one up close. Now all the flower bloom boosters that I used before, I think Jack's so far has been the best one I have so far, and it's 10, 30, and 20. All right, so it's the middle number is for the bloom purpose. 10 is nitrogen, so it's for the leaf growth. So it basically cut down the leaf growth to minor, and then to force it to give the plants a kick into the blooming cycle. And then the 20 is for the roots and everything, overall health of the plants. So 30 is the bloom number. It's high. So when you want to buy a bloom booster, the middle number is high. That's a bloom booster. Now, what I like about the let's see the nutrient down here, the Jack's, is that it has a lot of different kinds of nutrient trace mineral for the plants. As you can see right there, the iron, it's a very big plus. Iron, copper, boron, they are very beneficial to the plants. And I don't use a lot on this one. Like I said, I only use it when plants start to bloom. So now this guy right here, it's a Dr. Earth Root Zone Organic Natural Fertilizer. Now I got like about over 100 bags of those. I only have one left. I use it for sometimes mixing the potting, because it has a if you can see it right here, it's a true biotic inside. It's basically organic. It has a lot of different, here, let me show you in the back, bacteria, well, not bacteria, microbes, especially as microbes right there. This right there, it's a very, very beneficial. It helps the plant's roots. It's a fungi, it's a bacteria. It hook onto the plant's root, and it helps the plant's roots grow out and get the nutrient delivered to the plant. So if you have I don't know, if you have a big farm, you probably see farmers use this kind of microbes on the ground to help plant gather nutrient more efficiently. So this is a beneficial. These are all beneficial bacteria. It's very good, and I got over 100 bags this because, like I say again, December, January, and February, it's a very good month to go out buy your plant fertilizer. Usually most stores like Home Depot, Walmart, they have a big discount. You just need to look closer, and big markdowns, and some of them are not really markdowns, more of a it's useless. It's no one buy them, they mark it down. The good brands you want to watch out for is Miracle Growth, Osmocote, you know, if you do a lot of repotting, Dr. Earth. Now, again, I'm not affiliated with these companies. So reason I bought a lot of Dr. Earth is that this package itself costs about $4 or $5. There's not much in there, but that's what it costs. But during the December of a couple years ago, I went in there and they have a huge sale at Home Depot, and this one is 90 cents. 90 cents a bag. So that's a pretty good deal to me. So I bought a lot of them, and so far, like for the big potting, to like when I do white champagne repot back in the days, I use quite a few bags in there. And now I still use sphagnum moss and other potting mix, but sometimes I mix a little bit of these in there. Now, when you do use this organic potting mix and your potting mix, make sure don't use it on top. Use it on the midsection or the bottom section, because like I said again, organic tends to smell really bad. Dr. Earth, when you first dump it out, it smells like a acidic kind of a grape smell, but once you get it wet, you'll see more of like a decomposed rotten egg smell. So it's like I said again, organic fertilizer tend to attract a lot of bugs, and they're well known to attract fungus gnats. Okay, just give you a heads up. Now, okay, we'll move this one to the side. Now, Osmocote. To be honest with you, if you ask me, out of all these, if I only have one fertilizer, just one, no organic, no nothing, just slow release fertilizer, one fertilizer, which one would you use? I would use Osmocote. They're a little bit more expensive on the side, but if you shop around, this one usually, like a container like this, usually about 21 bucks, I think, last time I checked. But if you shop around December and January, usually you can get a really good deal. I got two of these for, if I remember, $11. Both two for $11. And the back one is a big package one right here. I just got it not long ago. That's was it 12 something? But if you buy it during the season, it's probably around like $28 to $30. So yeah, you know, for me, fertilizer is fertilizer. It doesn't matter what kind of packaging they are in. Osmocote, the reason I love Osmocote so much is that they're slow release, and they provide, let me see if I can, yes, the nutrients and the trace minerals they provide, they are actually more than Jack's and Dr. Earth or Miracle Growth combined. They have more trace minerals, and they know what your plants need, and they release it slowly. That means they don't burn your roots. But then again, as long as you use it minimum amount, they have a little teaspoon that comes in there. I don't use the whole teaspoon. I just check on my pots, you know, spray a little bit on top, and during the growth season, maybe spray a little bit more, and then use it with the Miracle Growth. It's so some of you guys wonder, hey, I got my plants indoor. Why are they still blooming? I don't use fertilizer anymore. When I brought them indoor, I just use whatever's left in the pot, which most likely is just a slow release fertilizer that I used before I brought it in. So they still have those in there, slow releasing over the winter. And remember, they're slow release. That means they don't burn the plants. If I were to use synthetic fertilizer indoor, I'll be honest, I'm probably doing more harm than, you know, giving them good feeding. So these guys, just all my plants down here, they just take their time and still using the slow release fertilizer. Anyway, that is probably for today. Just go over some minor fertilizers that I use, and you can go out and shop around. This is a good time of year to do a little shopping for fertilizer, and also for plant stuff like pots and stuff. They usually go on pretty good sales. Do not, I mean, if you need it, then it's a bit different story, but do not try to buy stuff during the growing season. Like, for example, typically around May or June or July, if you're gonna buy garden stuff, it's gonna be, you're paying the premium price for it. It's, if you need it, hey, it's what it is. You know, you pay for it, but you can get way more discount if you buy it off season, like December, January, February. Where over here, you know, January, it's gonna be snow a huge time, and some of these potting mix and stuff will go on sale. So I'm looking forward to buying more potting mix in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. All right, you guys take care, and happy holidays, or happy New Year's to you guys, and I'll see you next time.